Greetings, comrades, Soviet Gaming here, Soviet Idol. Today we're talking about a new game that I just found out, and it's in the early access right now. It's available on iOS, Android and Steam, so we have all three platforms covered, and it's called Tap Wizard 2. Let's go. So this is how the game looks like. The idea is that your mage is on the everlasting arena and fighting a lot of demons that are attacking him, and you have different options how you can fight them. You can have the different setups of spells. They kinda being automatically cast, and the monsters are getting stronger and stronger, and in order to overcome them you will have to do the rebirth thingies like this one. So every time you die you end up here, you start again, you get more of those I don't know how it's called, vigor, energy, souls, whatever you call it, and the more of those you have, the higher is your damage multiplier basically. So this is an incremental game. The more you play, the more stuff you will get, the stronger you will get over time. And it has some pretty cool mechanics in terms of rebirth and how you want to build your character. So let's go over the main things of the game right now. The game can be played automatically, so you don't have to touch the controls. Your character will move around the battlefield by himself or herself. But if you want to, you can take the control by the sticker and move him or her around where you want them. That way you can avoid some dangerous groups of enemies or take something from the battlefield like those chests. I don't really know how the controls are on Steam. I gotta try it a bit later. Maybe let's switch to it right now actually. There we go, it looks much better. Let's see what we have on the PC in terms of the controls. You can use the mouse as well to get the joystick on. You can't use the keyboard, by the way, so you have to rely on your mouse at all times. So the interface is kind of the same as on the mobile, but it's on the PC and you can have the bigger picture basically. It looks gorgeous. I like how it scales to the PC. It looks really good. Now let's go through the game options as I promised. So first of all, yes, you can build several builds in terms of magic. So you have 3 magic spells per magic school, and there are 4 magic schools at the start of the game. You can unlock more of them later, I think, so the more you play, the more stuff will be unlocked. Then, after some time, after like a few levels you beat, you will unlock the Staff of Knowledge. This is basically the most important progression of the game. You have to level it up in order to prestige. The prestige, the mechanics in the idle games where you restart from the scratch, but with a better starting abilities and that kind of stuff. So basically you get stronger every time. Here when you level up this staff, it's been leveled up over time. The higher your weight is, the more XP it gets. You will see it when I'll do the, awakening. Each level will give you random perks to your spells, and you can combine them to make spells different. So like this one will give more damage, this one will give special effects to the spell, and so on. And there are already, like at the start of the game, there are already 3 or 4 fun builds that you can play that have different combinations, have their strength and weaknesses, which is really, really cool. Then we have the research mechanics. Basically, as you play the game, you invest some of the resources you find over here to get something better, like damage, like health, like the stuff you get from the enemies, and the speed growth of that Staff of Knowledge, so that way you progress faster. Again, another option is your Obelisk Shard. Basically, you do the enchantment, basically, and when you press it, your character will go to level 1, and they will regain their power over time. And you can get it by killing enemies as well. And you will get that huge multiplier. So right now we have times 2,500 damage. When we will do it, it will be times 10 something. So it's like a really good multiplier that will help you a lot to boost yourself through the areas where you're stuck. And those are all your core mechanics of the growth in the game. As for the gameplay, killing enemies earns you souls, which converts into the power when you die, like just like that. So this multipliers your damage, as it says here. Every time you die, you get all of that over here, and the more of those power things you have, the higher enchantment you can get, so you can save those up. So the mechanics is pretty cool. If you play the first game, there are a lot of similar things to it. I will do the review on the first game as well because I want it, because that game is really good. So those are the core things. When you prestige, you will unlock the mirror mechanic. This is like the skill tree. Can we zoom out? Oh yes, we can. This is a skill tree where you kind of allocate your skills. You get 4 per prestige right now, per soft prestige, and you kind of put them in over here with some lines, and there are some areas that give you extra benefits. There are some nodes that give you just health or damage or movement speed and so on. So a lot of complexity in this small game. So you can do this, you can do that, and overall there are a lot of options how you can build your character properly, and you gotta be smart about what you're doing. Another thing is achievements. Achievements here will give you bonuses, so more of those you get, the more bonuses you will get for your character. And you have eras in the game. Basically it will be available not really soon. Yeah, because in order to get to the next era you will have to do the I would call it a hard reset of sorts. This is just like the next step of the game, which can be achieved by waiting and getting the achievements as well. So you get some of that per hour, and the max rate of earning is being done by the achievements and so on. And when you reset, you will unlock new classes, the terrains, traits, and everything. So it's a cool thing called Kindle, and I will have to wait 39 days in order to get there. So yeah, it will take some time. So in order to show you how the growth is in this game, how the gameplay feels, I will do the reset right now. I will do the Staff of Knowledge mirror, great mirror reset. Oh, there we go. I've managed to make it full screen. I'm sorry guys for the horrible performance beforehand. So let's do the reset. We are using the great mirror. Your character will lose all your power, souls, and research, and enchantment, and basically you start from the scratch. You will only get your skills from the mirrors of remembrance. Let's go awakening. It's pretty cool to do awakening from the start. So when you just start out, you will be able to pick out of 4 classes. More will be unlocked later on. Right now we have 4, and they have different spell setups. So there is one fire and ice mage, a lightning and poison mage, ice and poison, and fire and lightning. So we played this one last time. I tried this one before. Let's get ice and fire this time. I think it will be fun. When you're ready, you press remember, and the game starts anew from level 1. And there we go. Wave 1, we have the new background layout, so that's pretty cool. Our character is running around, and he can't do anything because we don't have any spells equipped to him. So let's give him a fireball, this thing, and probably this thing. Well, you gotta read about the spells, and I'll do the separate guide on how to start better a bit later. Right now I just want to show you how the game is, and as you can see, unlike the last time, it's all going way slower right now because the character is new, he doesn't have all the traits, and the spells are weaker, and his damage is weaker as well, but it's still pretty fun to start. Right away we got the Staff of Knowledge that's growing. Every time you do the awakening, its max level is being increased by 1, so the further you are, the more levels you have to go through, the more XP you need to feed into the staff in order to make it better. And the progression is actually way faster right now than it was before. Now, we had those mirrors available right now, and we can get some of the skill points. I'm not doing the right thing, actually. I think this is actually not the best way to do it. So I'm building it how I feel it would be a good option to go through. And now I want to get to this point right now because I feel that it's a good point, so we will go around this area. There we go, so now we have 2 traits. First one, when your wizard is hit by the enemy projectile, it accelerates its spells. Second is retribution, more damage after taking damage, so it's pretty cool. I think we died, yeah. We died and we got our first power here, so now we should be able to go further. Another good thing, when you get to the later waves, like wave 10 or so, I don't remember where it starts, you will skip the first waves. So you will start like 3 waves before your last one, and that kinda saves you a lot of time on grinding the early levels, which is pretty cool. Straight away we got the Staff of Knowledge leveled up, so now we can get one of the traits for us. Let's get this one, so it doesn't... well, it matters where you go for, but in the early awakenings, you don't go that far, so you can reset and get a new start after that, so it's not that bad if you kinda mess up early on. like you will do later. So you gotta learn how the spells works, learn the combinations that are working really well. Also, there are runes in the game that are kind of buffing your character. You collect them from the fallen enemies, from the chests, and there are different tiers of those. So right now I have 3 tiers available. Maybe there will be more later on. Those kind of boost your aspects of the game, like your health regen, movement speed, and so on. So you can use them in order to boost through the hard stages, in order to reach the maximum, the epics of your current playthrough, and then go sleep or just go and reset and start anew. So it's up to you how to use them. Overall, my personal opinion on this game, that it is really good. At first, like, I played the first game and opened the second one and I was like, oh, this is way less complex, way easier and not so fun, but I'm playing it for like 3 days in a row and it's really fun, so I really advise you guys to try it. Oh yeah, we gotta talk about the drawbacks as well. There are a lot of good things, but there are some drawbacks. The only drawback right now that we have, that it's in the early access, so it doesn't have that much content. It will be reworked. There will be more stuff available for the game, there will be more content, and the developer is really listening to his community on his Discord, so the game can change and can add a lot of layers of complexity to it as well. Moreover, I'm going through what I like again. As you play the game, you will unlock more things, like an Era 2 will have more things available for us, which might make the game more fun. But the bad thing for the people who can't wait, who are impatient, you won't be able to unlock everything straight away. But for the people who like progression, it's a good thing. So I don't know if it's a bad thing or not. Right now, I've heard that there are some issues with the character transfer from one system to another, but I managed to transfer it to PC from my phone in like 3 minutes, so it wasn't that hard. Overall, I would advise you guys to try it. As for pay-to-win mechanics, I always talk about that, how pay-to-win the game is at the end of my reviews. I think this game is completely free to play, because you can get some pay-to-win things here. Where is the shop? I don't even know where the shop is. And the only thing that will affect your gameplay are those rings. So you get that premium currency that you can get by doing the tasks on the mobile, or some chests appear from time to time, or you will have some challenges that give you the premium currency, that purple things, purple gems. And you can buy rings with them that give you different bonuses, but they are not that crazy important, I would say. They're good, yes, but they won't change that much. Moreover, it's more or less single-player game right now. There are no leaderboards, there is no competition. You play it at your own pace, when you want to, how you want to. You can play it as an idle game without touching controls and you'll be okay, or you can play it actively by trying to avoid enemies and being the most efficient. Up to you. I prefer the idle way of playing it, and it's really good in that term, so you don't really need to control your character if you want to progress more, so it's all good. So yeah guys, I'll drop all the links for the game downloads in the video description. Moreover, if you want to see the guides on this game, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button, because I will make some guides for this game, that's for sure, it's fun. And check the Discord, so we can discuss it over there, and I'll post all my new content over there as well, so you won't miss it. All the links for everything will be in the video description and the pinned comment. That's about it for now. Thank you for watching, guys. Soviet out. До свидания.